Yeah, sitting in this park in Manhattan, and logically, I just serve a few people some paperwork. These motherfuckers bankrupt me and think I fucking running. Motherfuckers, they mess with the wrong motherfucker. However long it takes. Because I'm looking at the law journal. Let me see if I can retrieve it for a second. You see these two paper? I just pick it up. See? And when I'm looking at the back of it to see what the verdict is like, let me see if I can try showing the verdict. What the verdict itself look like. As you can see, decision on different case. The decision on different case. It says, like it says, decision of interest. Two cases in here look similar to my house case. The appellant term judge did tell them, give me back my house. So. Give me back my house, and I tell them I don't give a fuck what the two other judge want to say if they want to be with this sort of credit bureaucracy when they thieving people's house and pretty much void sale, void deed, foreclosure. Because that's deed fraud. That's deed fraud itself. Let me show you another piece of paper. When I went to Fort Lauderdale, I hear a lot of people a bawl and a cry out shame with the bank and other people. I do like bank and other people all over the different states. I rob people blind with deed fraud. Void sale, void deed is no fucking different. If something is void, it's fraud upon the court. If they're gonna kick you out of your house on fraud upon the court or deed fraud or what's void, it's still deed fraud. But as I said, anything stay upon my blood clot, rascal credit for the next 25 to 33 years. Logically injuring me, damaging me, my credit portfolio with my personal and business credit. I can't even blood clot get credit. I just say fuck the fucking pussy clot credit. See? Because if I don't get into debt, I don't have to war anybody, any blood clot motherfucking shit need any debt. Fuck the credit, fuck the debt, fuck every blood clotting. But to be far more civilized, these judges trying to cover up their crime because deed fraud is criminal. What they did to me and hundreds of thousands of people is far more criminal. You know, see, when you watch some YouTube, Facebook documentary, let me show you. The prosecution and the prosecutor, the DA and others, don't even want to prosecute Wall Street criminal, much less Wall Street bankers and Wall Street itself, which is criminal, total criminal to ripping off people retirement fund. Remember now, your asset, your valuable, your home equity, and 10 other shit could have been used to educate your kids, buy more house, buy more business, buy the works. So fuck these motherfuckers when they want to rob and thief everybody and think everybody have to put up with blood clot shit. Saying because deed fraud will always affect future generation if we don't try to protect future generation for change the way the system corruptly with Wall Street and banks and others doing their credit bureaucracy, even the politician, them who must hold accountable. Because when things go wrong for others, who you think the blood clot pay it back? It's all our name taxpayers. All who said they wouldn't give a fuck still have to give a fuck because government know for rob and thief out of people paycheck when it comes to weekly, monthly pay. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if government want to fuck anybody and everybody, take it out of them blood clot pay one way or another. See? And use it pay bad debt. Use it even bail out the crooked bank and Wall Street. See? As President Obama did. You know, I serve and protect nobody else but the bank and Wall Street The old criminals them. The old criminals them who are rob and thief from people every day. Yo, me sit down here with my paperwork. I try to do some work. But the fact that I just cite one of these cases, see? Let me see if I can find it before I go on. In the meantime, I'm sitting here in Manhattan Park. Oh, no. Bugs and others don't come up to these bushes. They even bite me, I don't feel no farm a mosquito or nothing yet. But let me try see if I can find the place the woman that look for. That's Wall Street, I fuck everybody. The government, I fuck everybody. When the government say them a serve we the people, them blood clot serve themselves for accept not just a paycheck or yearly income of over 200,000-400,000 some judges get. But if you add it, or what's the audit, their entire asset and more for the year, where the rest of money come from, even if them get rich and a switch and live like kings and queens on the bench. It's another whole blood clot story that it's another whole saga that, because every day all government do is rob and thief from taxpayers and corrupt the system. See? So I try see if I can find the case as I talk. As when I talk, it's like me not even concentrate on what I try to find. I think I take a copy of it just now. I take a picture of it and put it on Facebook and more. See? Because these fucking lawmakers, they full of shit. The whole of them are lawbreakers. So when they rob people with something called, more or less as I say, deed fraud. Deed fraud is no different with a void sale, void deed, foreclosure, or any other thing that void, but fraudulent transfer of a deed from one owner to another owner. See? And that's what what me debating all this time, to say you can't just rob and thief people and avoid sale, void deed, foreclosure. Anything is void. It should get thrown out. I should have won, not they wrongly want to take away what's rightly mine under crooked foreclosure that still is void. Meaning the foreclosure was defective. See? And can't really pick it up with my eye. My brains and my eyes is another whole story now. I need to call an accident now to deal with a case where the bus driver slammed on him blood clot bricks and make a lick up the whole of my eye where it was bleeding. See? And I should have a lawyer a long time for that case. But it's like I just try to rest my peace sometime with all the bullshit what go on in my life. After Judge Cat and Judge Levy and Carla E. Cream and Judge Fella and all others want to overlook these wrong and be more so crooked, more so criminal. These judges are old criminal. I call them out, whether them like it or not. Them is a set of old criminals. A rob and thief from people. When you rob and thief from a man, you know how that damages to his character, his personal credit, his business credit, or his or her. I'm a her by the way, but I just said easy. But really, I'm not a man, I'm a woman. So, man and woman, sometimes people still talk that way for say him or her or is. But, it's just wrong what the fuck they did to me and think I must run. Even though I appeal, and many other general court want to cover up these crimes. Just like how they don't want to prosecute banks and Wall Street that's doing the thieving from people. What the fuck? I can't find this fucking thing. Like, I'm like, yeah, see it here. I think I just see it. This is saying, if I can put the camera right there for you to see it where I can point. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see what I point. Where it's saying pretty much real estate odd secretary granted default judgment of foreclosure sale in reverse mortgage case. This is no different from what I'm talking about with my case or any other case. Mortgage fraud or 10 other bullshit anyhow, anywhere is still fraud. So it should have been reversed, because the whole thing I'm trying to tell them from day one, it's defective. Anything is void on its face, it's known as defective. There's a big defect up to 22 years later on the general court record with the archived record, even as it going into 22 to 25, much less 33 years. And as I said, anything damn well fucking stay upon my credit for the next pussyclad 25 to 33 years, even worse or even better. Because they're going to have to make I retire with the whole array of fraud upon the court that these lawyers, investors, bank, Wall Street, judges, the works, are criminalized and are corrupt the court under. It's corruption in the entire court system to cover up these crimes, to play catch-20. The court is like this. It functions where it's like it work a lot of trick with trickery on people. It's unlawful. It's criminal. It's a crime what they did, in other words, straight up. So I ain't fucking going nowhere, because I want to retire rightly. And when they ready for drop something, I'm telling them, hell to the no. Anything you're going to drop for me, you're going to have to drop for my fucking kids, them who suffer just as much as me. Because when a mother or a father blood clot lose out, no, they lose out on their life with their kids, their asset, their portfolio, their house, their home. And these things come together and cause housing discrimination, credit bureaucracy, and 10 other bullshit. Where like everybody wants a gang warrior for the truth. Even though you're in the right, your right even look like they want to make it far more wrong. They want to intimidate you for stop. And if you don't stop, they want to label you, they want to brand you. Just like with slavery. It's no different with the fucking mother set a house slave with the slave master. So when people are talking about slavery abolish, seriously, we have to look into ourselves whether we go forward or pussyclap backwards. No if, but maybe. So I always come sit down in this park. Yeah? It's a nice little park. Throughout the winter I was here. From time to time, if I come in a Manhattan, I do business, I serve paper back and forth, or even the freelancing work where I take different video clip and things, then video documentary and more as an art creator and more. This is where I would come and relax if I feel for just sit out and relax and eat some food or just timely take a break. See? And so you're looking up at if my camera panning right or tilting, meaning sometimes I have to tilt up and down, or go like this. That's started tilting. Panning is when you go wrong and wrong, like you're circling the camera, etc, etc, etc. Yo, there's a lot of things we stopped from they robbed my house in 2001, but I didn't stop. Challenge these motherfucking crooked ass judge who are corrupt the entire court system. From one court to another, the whole of them is like under straight up rotten government. They lie, they thief. You know, every liar is a blood clot thief, if not worse. A fucking criminal or worse. Because you can imagine how much hundreds of thousands of people and family and children they did this shit to. Throw them out of them house on a fraudulent issue because they want to rob their home equity and more. They want to rob their portfolio, their asset, their retirement fund, their education. Hide the truth. Well, I am here to reveal the truth, because if this devil send them come for the longest time, they might as well say they blood clot buck up on God. I say, man, way up in a storage area. Make I see if I can cut this thing and tip some of them building as the workers them. I can see them through the glass, somewhat looking out downstairs and people and myself and more. So this is where I come and sit. You know, but this case here, as I just read, HUD and no HUD, any form of foreclosure that pretty much, if it's saying HUD secretary granting default judgment of foreclosure sale in reverse mortgage case, it's no different a mortgage anywhere or a mortgage anyhow, anytime, any day. However long it takes or however different it may look, it is no different. The similarity is just as much the same. What you gonna say? Look upon it different? A mortgage is a mortgage. Anywhere you have mortgage fraud, you will always have fraud. See? So as I said, with this law journal piece dated Monday, August 22nd, 2022, is no if about, sometime I try to get the law journal for several reasons. If I don't even end up reading the entire thing, the bottom line is to look upon decision of interest, because they're robbing us our interest. And sometimes you have to watch and see when another case similar that is no different from your issue come about, to say finally maybe the justice system I try look for come clean, and maybe just as much you can bring up these other case under statute of law, and you can bring it up under citation with law and much more. So I went to paralegal school in Manhattan here. But during the time when they plane are flying, even though they have to take the class part-time, full-time, or whenever they say we want to come in, if we don't even have time for coming, however long it's going to take for us to endure and learn, the school is always open up for us to come back and relearn. Stay as long as we want, take as long as we want, and even if we learn long term or short term and we don't understand it, or even with 9/11 bring down the whole Twin Center and the whole episode of Manhattan did under closure. Everything went under closed down, including my fucking school. So as much as I did come and I learn, everybody education got disrupted. And I don't know why you try find out if the fucking paralegal school whether it's still open. Every time I go back at the spot, they said it's still open. One security tell me they was going to move, go somewhere else. Sometimes I go back and forth, it's the same saga hearing. Like they don't know, they may know, come back and next time they will check. Another bullshit. I'm left with a fucking student's loan and I didn't even get my education with 9/11 episode thing. You know? The saga go on and on and on and on. When one door closed, it's like many still are open and many still have you in a case of emergency one way or another. It's not that's how I give in or give up. Because I have to retire for this bullshit. We're going to stay on my credit for the next credit portfolio in general, because anybody go to the court record and the archives record that stays in archives for the next 22 to 25, 33 years. Even YouTube and Facebook, I let down that one day where I think it's Facebook I went on, if not the court, and buck up a piece when I did show up on my Facebook page or YouTube page for say, this fucking shit really stays on different court record maybe as long as 33 years in archives too. You kidding me? Yet they want to tell people bankruptcy on the stay and work credit for the next 7 to 10 years. The judge them wouldn't even discharge the wrong that they overlooking. Cause Judge Crane and Judge Fella must have known about that. Instead, the dirty arsehole Judge Fella and Trustee Michael from my first bankruptcy, they would have tried to intimidate me for say one way or another turn fraud for me when it's they committed fraud on me. You can understand these old bullshit? They trying to criminalize me when it's criminal rob me on something known as a deed fraud or fraudulent foreclosure or void sale, void deed foreclosure. How could the bankruptcy court judge them not have known an hour later after my first ever chapter 13, the bank continue to willful, recklessly violate me with judges and all that to frustrate my peace. Not just through an hour more, but it end up last 22 fucking years. I can only tell God, thank God I'm a strong fucking black woman. Cause a lot of people go crazy for these things. See? When I fall down, I get up back and run. That's something fucking different with me. I'm too fucking persistent to let something go wrongly. Cause when I'm in the right, no blood clot motherfucker wrong me. That's how outraged I am up to this day. I'm in getting people who robbing us our house, committing fraud upon the court, and the court have cut their dirty mentality with the corruption in the general court system to want to rob and thief from people. When you rob and thief from us, you don't think that takes away from our retirement fund? From us paying our tax and more, knowing they committing even tax fraud with the property and more, or mortgage fraud and 10 other fraud. I filed chapter 13 because I had near 400,000 equity in my house, where I was trying to also close a mixed-use property under a REO acquisition. I had was to go to the Human Rights Commissioner and tell him my kids had lead poisoning in that house. The bank soliciting to refinance me my equity, but want to draw a bad card to throw me under hardship like they playing games with our equity to try to get us under hardship if we end up miss a Monday next May want to draw pre-foreclosure. It's a good thing I had the Human Rights Commissioner on my case, because I had was to prove all these solicitation letters that I saved over the months, the year that the bank was saying, let me refinance you. Since you do lead poisoning, since your kids had lead poisoning and you do lead abatement and more on your house, let me just take care, since you did all the work. Since you use all your excellent credit, your platinum card, your gold card, you name it. My corporation money, my husband was a builder, I'm a subcontractor from Jamaica, West Indies. And these fuckers think they can play fucking games with my bumper clot life when I'm in the pussy clot, right? Yo, I'm gonna draw a lot of judge name through the mud. Because I'm going for all my evidence package and any other judge who ever denied me. Because I even fight that case throughout up to I think 2019, they falls in prison all in Queen Civil Housing Court to stop file more order to show cause, as the judge them would maybe deny over 100 or more worth of order to show cause that I was pushing down their fucking ass. I can't stop at something when I'm in the right, even if a judge want to be dirty or corrupt. Because as the saying say, long run, short catch. They can run all them want run and hide all them want hide. But the truth have to come to tuition, where you can expose them all for corruption and fraud and call them all criminals. Just like Wall Street or any bank where President Obama bail out. Because when President Obama bail out all them crooked ass bank and Wall Street with Occupy and all others was going down, bank got bail out, we got sold out. It wasn't any different, because as he issued the money to the billions of dollars to the bank for bail them out, they wouldn't did it. Free up people home equity and more. They would still pay their executive top dollars crookedly with the billions of dollars President Obama bailed them out with crookedly said way. Because the prosecutor and the DA and the senator and all these lawmakers with all the bullshit became lawbreakers. All of them dirty, corrupt and dirty. It's just a matter of time with whoever sitting like kings and queens in Washington, D.C. or in the court system, the general court system, because most judges sit like kings and queens now. Every 10 years, people are lawyers and different corporations put them back on the bench for corrupt the system. Just like all these lobbyists, senator, congressman, you name them, assemble people or whatever people you want to call them, city councilman or whatever. If they not do their job, them just like the prosecutor for the whole fucking country. Making this whole thing unconscionable for people and violating the United States Constitution itself. That's why you have war in everything. Just like me, myself, at war with the United States of America for saying, no, what the judge them did to me, it not sit right. Not even 22 years later, these motherfuckers would apologize or compensate me. Instead, they want to hide the truth and want to think they can label me, brand me like a blood clot slave or worse. Like digging a hole, burying a man to cover up for the shit. The whole lot of bullshit what they create with taxpayers' dollars, with bailing out crooked ass bank, with the predatory lending that's ripping off society with their home equity that could use to educate their kids. What people do with their home equity? That's the whole question. When people have home equity, you know what they do? Go buy a brand new car with the equity, send them kids to college or university or high school or more. You utilize some of the equity for educate their youth. If not, some use it as business people. Take the equity out of our home, buy business to employ people, to keep yourself going and pay Uncle Sam righteously. Them want piss and shit for me. I ain't fucking working with the former housing discrimination, job discrimination, and more so foreclosure, bankruptcy, eviction and garnishment discrimination. All of these forms of discrimination exist around my case. All I tell the judge, and the judge did warn Robert M. Tully. And I'm going to have to go back in a court now. Going back in a court, if I can't deal with Bieber Street, I'm going back in a court and say, I'm going to sue the lawyer them, all the different lawyers, even the bank lawyer them. I'm going to look them up and grab the whole of them name and put them on a list of lawsuit. I ain't fucking joking with these motherfuckers that's robbing people blood clot life and more. It's like they not just robbing us or freedom or housing or asset or income or wage, but our pussy clot life and retirement fund. Cause we'll put everything we have into our house and more. Even my own fucking, as I said, my husband and me did the job ourselves. We didn't call in a construction company when we kids had lead poisoning. He's a builder from back home and still a handyman and builder right here in New York City. Even though I say, you know something, he himself messed up because the time I was for file a chapter 13, he could have signed over the fucking mortgage knowing I placed a mechanic lien and all of their ass before even the foreclosure. But the whole of them like to play a game. Even my fucking husband I had was for dump him clot. I said, fuck you, motherfucker. The same fucking Jew boy them were a rob a pussy clot house. I walk in at them office one day thinking it's another set of lawyers speaking with hunger for. One of their staff come to me and said, Miss Cole, what you doing here? Sorry, did you know this is the law firm will help rob your house? Did you know they bribe your husband for also take money? Just like how they did bribe the judge them? That's a rascal. You kidding me? And they think I got to fucking run? I ain't fucking going anywhere. They mess with the wrong motherfucker. Cause if the devil send them come, I tell them straight up. Them buck up and pussy clot God. Sometimes as Reverend say, God chose someone as the chosen one. You know, and God still a carry a lot of way through the sun all when the going get rough. When the going get rough, I'm like the tough get going. It's like sometimes if I want to take a break, it's like God I tell me don't give me nothing for sleep on because there's a lot of people going through this sort of robbery or Wall Street, embezzle their house, embezzle their asset with the court and the judge. Or the system itself. A corrupt bomber-clad system. Like some of them just want to retire while they want to throw a lot away under the bus with poverty. And it now go work out because now I'm an art creator. I'm going to draw these fucking motherfucking bitch them name in the mud with mines. Because if my business credit up to this day, where I can't get credit for my corporation, because if I even open up any corporation and I sit as the head or the president or the CEO, once they run, I should have used my EIN number more time, but I just say, you know something, and I even pussyclad use the EIN number. Them want to play fool to catch wise with me. I could do the same thing and show them how damaging my credit is with my social security number. If they don't want to give my corporation under my social, knowing I'm not going to give them my EIN number, I don't want no farmer credit. That's why I don't give them my EIN number. You want to damage me? Continue damage me. If I can't work as a businesswoman and more, I say, fuck Uncle Sam, fuck everybody who fucking will rob me with the Constitution. Because the Constitution, they're using it far more unconstitutional against us. We're in the right and we're being robbed of our retirement fund, or valuable, or asset, or portfolio, or property. All of these adds up as asset with our retirement fund on our job and more. I used to rent my house as a bed and breakfast before the judge them took it. Funnily, there was a yellow newspaper called Loot newspaper. It's still in England. It's an England paper. They brought it over to New York, and you used to get it on the stand. You come off the subway, you see a subway stand anywhere, you could bend down and get it. The chief 10 other newspaper, including the Loot newspaper, and I used to advertise for say anybody who can afford hotel rent when they traveling as a traveler, I'm willing to rent $25 a day. When I used to check up every blood clot, $25 a day for every person, maybe, or tell my son, building 3 more rooms on the first floor. If they willing to pay $25 a day, they not gonna even be here. It's just like a hotel room when we go hotel. We're mostly out a tour the place or the business 10 other way. So we'll get tired in the afternoon or evening. Maybe we'll just go back into the hotel. Most of the time, hotel guests, we don't stay in a hotel. We're more on the road. I myself is a tourist. Because when I'm ready, I do a lot of business vacation, one way or another. If not in New York City, I do it mostly in Miami and South Beach, or Florida. See, in Miami, still South Beach, Florida. See, and Fort Lauderdale or anywhere else, just as much is still Florida. See? But it's like how we would look at New York City with the 5 boroughs. Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island. So such is life, you know. But as an art creator, it's my goal to tell the story, not to hide anything with these corrupt judges and the court system and everybody hide with Wall Street, robbing a lot of us retirement fund, home equity, house, making us jobless, homeless. I'm not gonna go in no shelter. They should have put my blood clot long time in a hotel. Maybe I would have settled my peace with them one way or another. But they push a lot of way out to house. They want to put us in shelter for make more money. So maybe this is one of the reasons why they robbing and thieving people's house just as much. The system make money off the homeless. Poor people become homeless. They push them in shelter. They make more money. Hey, you know I make no more money off of my blood clot blood while I fight for my property. Whether you want to give me it back or not. Yo, the only thing me truly fight about is for say, these judges gonna get for retire. And most Wall Street executive and bank executive and all other politicians who will make these fucked up rotten law for cover up Wall Street, and a lot of judges will sit on the bench and accept corruption with bribery, embezzlement and much more with people accept. Them sit like kings and queens because people keep putting them back on the bench even though they corrupted. 25 Beaver Street with the court administration now do not need it. They covering up the crime just like the DA, the district attorney, the general attorney, whatever attorney with the city, state or federal government. They are covering up the crime. But mark my word, I'm going to retire for them one way or another. Because I'm going to tell my story straight up to the world. For everybody to know, yo, it's not just me one going through this. You have to be strong and tough like a blood clot rock in this city named New York. And it's not just in New York. This shit going all over and all over the 50-something states of the United States of America. Is the Rothschild and all others run the banking system now. So them on Wall Street know what them do to every motherfucker. And then these fucking lazy ass taxpayers on average, when you try to tell them who you think pay back for bad debt when judges rob and thief, much less Wall Street and bank or any other sector, any other industry, robbing people all over, it's we the taxpayer. It's we the people where the government said they here to defend. Government not defend people, them gonna defend them own deep pocket. Them gonna corrupt a system and make taxpayers pay for the corruption what they doing out of taxpayers' dollars. Because when you fuck up a man's reputation and mess up them credit, and mess up their portfolio, whether they business or personal, knowing I'm both business and personal. But I can't work. I can't work fully. I can't work under fucked up credit. I can't work under not having proper housing. And then look at the price of rent and 10 other shit here. Eh? Yo, my goal in life was to be big at real estate investment. Know how much time I get fucking robbed? Even my accountants robbed me 30 grand. I went to DA for her when I sold the tiniest piece of land in Queens, New York. If anybody go to the finance department of finance and check out Unsecure Inc. during 2006, I sell a piece of property that I bought from the city. When I bought it, I think I bought it 1994 from the city. I held on the property knowing I didn't even get to go in the property. See? It was 66 by 25. The smallest ever piece of land the city maybe send me in the middle of everybody residential property. I couldn't get in. Eventually find the man who did own the property. He did have a front piece who blocked me into. And I would say to him, how much is that Jew man did own it? I said, how much you would sell me your front piece of property when I found him? I went there with a realtor. He told me he would sell me his little front piece that is, I think, another 50 by 25? He would sell me that for 100 grand. So I said to him, so how much you will buy my piece for? Since I have to take a helicopter flying, that I never did take a helicopter flying other than a corporate lawyer for Unsecure. My corporation then was Unsecure Inc. When I bought it, my other lawyer named Chester Greenspan. And he would tell me the two pieces of lot that I bought from the city. One was 100 by 60. One was the little piece in the back where I would have to take a helicopter. And he said, Sonia, why you don't give back the two? If your husband did tell you while you're there on import, export, he look on the property. Him didn't look on fuck. Because I got take a search after you went to auction. Come back blind and listen to your fucking husband. He did his due diligence to check the property, which he didn't even do. Every bumbleclot liar is a thief, especially man where you're married and they don't do their due diligence and they like pull a man down to the ground when we strike. So man, all of that make I get frustrated and say, let me dump this pussyclot ass. Because I can't work hard on the import, export and real estate. And when I'm to sell my liquor before I go for pay custom if they want try poor centrum thing and I have the money up front to pay them. You gonna tell me you know gonna make I sell my things knowing my import export was cash and carry? I didn't credit nobody. Always beat the bank to their own game with cash advance. If I have platinum card, gold card and so on, where the bank sometimes just start out with 2,500, they would raise it sometime to all maybe 15,000 because they realize every time I use their cash advance, they don't make money off of me. If I come back and I sell within 3 hours, sometime I have all 10,000 per me. I can take less than an hour for sell $3,000 too. And I used to sell ackee and saltfish. I sell rum and cheese. I sell pharmaceutical items that don't require a doctor prescription. So food and drugs. Sometimes with custom if my husband mess up when I'm supposed to sell my rum before I go back to Jamaica for buy it, he would say, oh, I can't go Bronx. I may have to go to work for somebody or sometimes I do taxi work. I don't have the time for carry. This fucking rascal going to tell me something when I travel. By the time I come back, he'll have the money ready. If I bring back 50 cases of rum, I will have the money ready for you pay custom. When one day I fly in, I bring back 50 case of rum for the first time ever. Push the 25 up to 50 case. Custom charge me, I usually pay them. This fucking man this time around, when I asked him where my money, him didn't get for sell the rum. I say, you know what that mean? Bombaclad custom guy hold on for me. 200 fucking buy me a Chinaman order for a green store for sell Caribbean people. And now they seize my 50 case of rum. All of that make a divorce in fuck. I say, you fucking messing up while I'm trying as a woman, working hard, and every time you think you can depend on a pussyclad man for do the right thing, they always telling you a bag of pussyclad, lie and bullshit for draw you down in a hole with them. So I say, yo, man, I had enough of you. You know how hard I work harder than you. I take plane like taxiway, customer search me like it's fucking illegal drugs I bring in when I work hard. I bring in things that food and drugs will clear even when custom want to post entry my thing. Because sometimes the same custom officers them way make a pay from a liquor no. Sometimes they feel sad for no when other custom officer give me a warm time I dig up my stuff them like I doing something illegal when I wasn't doing nothing illegal no, other than working hard to pay my tax, to run my business, to grow my business, to be successful as a businesswoman, to pay Uncle Sam, and to hire people even if I can't lift the load myself. Back home I was a subcontractor. More time I couldn't even lift up a bag of cement I used to sell to builders. I just tell myself, hire some guys and more. If just with import export, I just pay people for put my things back and forth in a taxi. For push it to the plane. Sometimes I'll hold up the plane if my stuff them overload. Sometimes for balance it out for 70 pounds, that is now 50 pounds. Ever since 9/11 they make new rules. I say under 50 pounds you can't take on a plane. First time it used to be 70 pounds. 2 bags. Sometimes I'll take my kids them with me. Because I don't have nobody to watch them while I work. Because if I leave them with my husband, him hire people who have them outside, are freezing the cold, and my son will tip me and tell me, you know, mommy, when you're gone on the import export, you know, daddy hire this woman for watch me after I come from school, and she have me in the freezing cold. And with that said, I just said, fuck the school, fuck my husband, fuck everybody, and make my kids them come with me on the import every time. Then here come dirty ACS with the school system one day. Me, they going to charge me with educational neglect because I travel with my kids them back and forth from my back to a lot of trade show and the import export. I'm going to leave them with people when I take care of them. Them safer with blood clot me, tell the world that. See? So, it's my son that was for let down my husband one day and say, mommy, you know, you was going to take me with you on the import export when you last fly out, and it's like my daddy insists with the teacher make her come to school whether you have somebody for watch me or not. This motherfucker wasn't giving me no fucking what you call it? Dear care or nothing. God help those who help themselves. It's not everybody wanted was to be on welfare or food stamp, much less the system I give them the run around to put them kids in a dear care as they work hard and pay all sort of bills. I'm like Frank Sinatra now. I did it my fucking way. Fuck anybody who will think they can lie on me and say I'm abusive mother when I'm a caring mother. If they miss a day of school or 10 days of school, the white man do it all the time, why the black man can't do it? Fuck that. See? When I used to go trade show, a lot of white people travel with their kids back and forth, homeschool them. I wasn't doing nothing. nothing wrong other than the same. But you have a system from the color of his skin. They even your own black motherfuckers, people them, want to be a house slave with the slave master just for paycheck. Just for tell lie and put you in a trouble. Everybody want a paycheck. If they work with the system or ACS or family court or the school, a teacher them would say, oh, they missing from school. Ask me the mother where the fuck they was. Don't call up the fucking state telling lies and pressing defamation of one character wrongly. Yo, we live in a fucked up world, if not a fucked up system, where people and everybody try to capitalize our father just for a fucking paycheck. You would tell lies. All one day I remember going to a trade show, for example. I lock out myself, I give my son the key for go school. And say, when I ready for go to the trade show, I will lock up myself. But when you're not ready for come back from school, you know, have age can let yourself in. See? But Tara's father, since she was underage, would pick her up and take her to school. But he wouldn't pick up Jan and Dwayne because they was of age. So one day the teacher come to me, just as I lock out myself, as I look for leave out anywhere between 11:30 12. She turned to me and said, Miss Cole, I said, first I hear this woman and knock down my fucking door. I'm in the backyard. Lock out myself just as I lock myself through the kitchen back door. Because I try not to make John the public in the front know nobody is at home. Lock out myself from the back and walk from the back as if people still in the house, even if I don't bear no attention to the front. So I heard the teacher knocking down the door around to the front. I said, she going to say my daughter have an accident on herself at school. They would make she go to the restroom. So she pee herself maybe as a 3-4-year-old. See? The teacher come tell me that. I said to the teacher, I lock myself out. My kids them have all my key. I can't get for going in the house. But I'm about to go to trade show. But tell you something, I have money on me. Let me rush to Jamaica Avenue in the store. Go buy an outfit for my daughter, underwear and 10 other shit, and rush back to the school. By the time I come back to the school with anything, I still want her to leave the school with me and come the trade show, because on me make she pee herself again if you not address these kids when they want to go to the restroom. These teachers don't give a fuck. All they give a fuck is for just get paid. But when younger kids want to use the restroom, they don't care. They have them pee on themselves. So I reached back from Jamaica Avenue with the clothes. Next thing, the principal come out to me as I turn to the teacher and say, can you get her dressed? I will make she come with me. Because the teacher them didn't want to go back in the class with the rest of students, much less my daughter. So they said they would change her. And a principal come up in my face. Say, who the shit I think I am want to take Tara out of school? I said, I'm her birth mother. What the fuck you talking about? No, you talk to me. She gonna say she know Tara cannot go with me because she gonna call family court how I don't have custody of my child. I said, where the fuck you get that from? I do have custody of my child. I'm not in family court. Who the fuck you could be talking about? Or what the fuck you could be talking about? A lot of parents was there as they say me got foul and upset with this principal chat. Total nonsense to me. A lot of parents tell me call 911 and the police panel. I say, yo, I try got trade show now and she making me late and I starting to get very upset with this woman. I tell me fuck race. How me don't have custody of my own fucking child. I say that's so bored of head. But sometimes you just tell yourself, because in the long run she had us a call family court, 10 shit hold me down for near 2 hours later. Where I just cancel out totally the trade show as I get more and more upset. Then she gonna want to come in, then later she apologize. Is the child father say, never give the mother. I said, pardon me? Yo, I said, from when it's not one thing, it's 10 blood clot others. You have to be a strong woman in this world. So when I got divorced, even if 1,000 man see me and like me, I said, fuck off with man. I'm not gay or nothing, I'm straight as hell. But I say, the only man I must have in my life is my son, my grandkids, them, whether they want to be boys. And God, above all. I don't give man a chance anymore. I just a fuck man. They're full of nonsense, if not bullshit. When you not support their habit or their dirty habit, they don't want to fucking pay bills and they full of shit and mess up your portfolio when you working hard as a woman. There's another saga I'm going to have to do on that as an author creator to make people know why a lot of we women rather be alone in this life more than have another partner next to it. A feel or another blood clot loser and make her lose out. You better have some time on your own. You have more peace with yourself and God. Anybody I must support is my own fucking grandkids or my own fucking boy kids them. Even if they turn adult or what. And they need my help as a mother. Not a fucking man dirty mentality and fucked up mentality. See? A lot of man is like low life. It's hard to find a good man. Good man never get a good woman and good woman never get good man. So I'm not going to be the one who, like many women, hunt for man. I don't hunt for man. Man hunt for me, in fact. And I don't give man a chance. That's how I think for the longest. See? My friends them always say, yo, give the person a chance. I give what a chance? Why you don't go there with them? Be my guess. They may like me, but make them wait in line with another 100 or more who try check for me and I even pay them no mind. Yo, for now, let me just cut tape and edit it. It's going into maybe a near hour's worth of this saga. So I'm gonna upload it maybe more or less on YouTube. Because Facebook, they don't want to be shorts or anything a near minute long or under a minute. But YouTube, even if it's 2-3 hours, we can still get to upload and still tell our story behind the scene and more life story, our journey through life, as much as injustice, the things that matter, the things also that matters and don't matters, you know, because I'm out here freelancing a lot for you guys. I know under my reels I've a near 870 something reels in less than a month. And don't mention my portfolio if I was for going in my category of freelancing work as an author creator or as a producer, director and more. Because I went to St. John University in the 90s, no, but the professor always said be the eyes and the ears. Go there and be a reporter with the TV news station. Get a job with them. Get a job with Hollywood or create your own job. Create your own destiny. Thank God for the digital world with e-commerce, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. The works. A lot of we now have a new title as digital creator or art creator. But in reality, long time I do my own documentary and more as a producer, director. I was for work with a lot of artists back home in Jamaica, West Indies. A lot of singers, songwriters and more. Star up in a movie and give people the opportunity. But when these judges decide to ruin my life and 10 other shit because my house was home based to my business and me. Sometimes we don't just have a house as a house, but we also as a business advisor under New York City with the Small Business Development Center, Research Center, the SBA, you name them all, SCORE, right here at 26 Federal Plaza out front. They will teach you work from home, make your home a home-based business. And that's what I was doing with my portfolio throughout the many years. And more. So, you know, producing my own thing, more or less. So, time going, and I'm going to just cut into the hour, because it's an hour and 32 minutes going.